Alright, nice and slowly. Oh.
From the top of Alaska, I'm riding my motorcycle around the planet to the bottom of New Zealand. I'm calling it the Big Spiral. We're in West Africa, and this is the next day of my adventure. All right, tack on.
Good morning from Guinea, Conakry. I've been woken up very abruptly here with a ride. We are heading down, what's it called, Indiana Jones Canyon?
Yes.
I think he's paying me back for the last expedition. Oh my God. You want me doping? I'm a terrible passenger. Oh, are we here?
Yes.
Okay. That was really intense. Okay, I think we're walking now. So apparently this is a very cool canyon with vines growing down it, similar to what you might see in Indiana Jones movie. And yeah. This is pretty cool. Oh, are you crazy? No wonder he went for the drone. Yeah, okay. What are these vines rated? And are they strong enough for me? Oh God. Good. That's high enough? You made it look better. That's the picture. This is great. Yeah. He's up there somewhere. They make an interesting noise. See ya. Bye. Thank you. See you. Oh, the kid's opening the door for me. Bye bye, thank you. Okay, alright, we are back on the road. Slight change of plans here. I don't know if I had planned to go to Conakry, so that's basically the big city of Guinea. But, well, we all know what happened to the drone, don't we? So I've got a friend, Jeroen. He helped me with my bike back in the Netherlands. We did some work on it, and I've actually shipped him a new drone. So a new drone is going to him, and then he's going to ship it to me in Conakry. So that's why we're going to Conakry, so I can get a new drone, because I destroyed the last one. So Conakry is 300 kilometers, But the roads are, well, we've seen it already. The roads in Guinea are not the best. So it's going to take probably 6 hours to get there. So the goal today is to get there before dark. Geez, I like motorbikes a lot more when I'm in control. That was a rude awakening this morning. I was quite awake after that. Anyhow, after the drone recovery, we hiked out in the dark, and it was really difficult. I'll tell you the story at the end of the video. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But first, let's get to Conakry. Bye. Tu voudrais aider?
Les pannes, les courants. C'est que le anglais, français.
Je parle un peu français. C'est un problème?
C'est courant.
Let's have a look. Montre. C'est problem? Oh, the spark plug? Oh wow, it's just broken in there. I don't know how to fix that. Un moment. Oh, it's really loose in there too. Let's check for spark. Pad the spark. Yes, c'est cassé. Okay, try kick. Yes, still no spark. Je ne sais pas.
C'est bon. Poussez là.
Pousser, oui.
Ouais, poussez.
I pull to next ville avec
Voilà.
ton moto. Ok.
Ouais.
C'est bon? Oui. Ok. The horn, beep beep. C'est marche pas? Marche bien? Ok. We go slow. Lentement. Une personne ici. Oui. Et je monte. Ok. Alright, nice and slowly. Oh. Oh, he crashed. You okay? Voudrais l'eau? No? Le mécanicien ici. Ah, wait. Continue? Okay. Okay, we're getting to the town here, I think. This looks like the Moto shop.
C'est bon? C'est bon? Désolé, désolé.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Désolé pour le tombé. Ouais.
I found the market. Bonjour.
Passeport. C'est que où?
I'm going to Conakry.
Conakry.
C'est bon? Ok. Ah, merci beaucoup.
C'est cool.
Une cylindre. Yeah, 300. C'est une petite moto. Alright, we're closing in on Conakry. There is basically just one road going in, one road going out. It's 30 kilometers to my accommodation, but it says it'll take an hour 20 minutes. Oh boy. Apparently I'm turning here. It's like an on-ramp. On-ramp to the highway. Something like this. Oh, it's a little wider, that's good. Just a small hole in the road here. Maybe we just hop over here. Okay, off the main road now and heading towards my accommodation. I think this is it. Bonjour.
C'est no-go? Well, I made it to my accommodation. That was a long day. It was it was only 300 kilometers, but most of it was dirt road. I think it must be really difficult for the locals because moving through the country is so slow with roads like that. But if you like riding off-road on your motorcycle, it's pretty hard to beat. Like, I really enjoy it. It is a lot of it is quite physical, but it's I find it quite fun, and actually I feel like I'm getting better at it. Like I'm trying to lift the front end over potholes and stuff because there's so many potholes, yeah, and for me, when I'm riding this stuff, I can't really think about anything else other than riding it, which is kind of a really nice thing. I'll just show you the apartment quick. So it's like a pretty basic apartment, but it's nice. Just a little bedroom here, and shower over there. And actually, I went shopping already, and I got all this dairy. Got milk, yogurt, and then ice cream up here. It's now that we're in the city, it's like a lot easier to get that kind of stuff, and it's stuff I kind of miss. And after that big hike, I was just craving yogurt and dairy and stuff. It's pretty good recovery food. I got these super dirty, dusty pants. It's just so dusty out there, and I'm really gonna have to clean them. I think I'm probably gonna use the sink here because there's no laundry machine in this suite. So anyways, I promised I'd tell you the story about what happened after we found the drone. Well, we had to hike back up the hill to the motorbike. Already when I was coming down the hill, I was already rationing my water because I knew I was limited. The day was already going way longer than I expected. It was supposed to be a 5K hike, but there's so many bluffs and obstacles in our way. There's literally giant holes in the ground. I did not expect this from this terrain. It's really wild terrain, and so it just took way longer than expected. Now Uri, he hadn't eaten or drank since the night before. And this is because it was Ramadan. So basically this is a kind of a holiday for Muslims where they fast. And so they're not allowed to eat during daylight hours. So he didn't bring any water. He didn't bring any food. And I assume he thought it was going to be a short hike as well. Now, once he was really thirsty. Once 7 o'clock ticked around, I still had some water. I gave him my water, and then of course the water's going twice as fast at that point, and we soon ran out of water after we found the drone. And I was already fairly dehydrated and moving somewhat slowly, but we have to walk back up this hill in the dark. And so we're slowly retracing our steps up the hill in the dark. And I just get to the point where I'm just feeling so bad, so dehydrated. I would just stop and sit for a couple minutes and then start walking 100 meters. And then I stop and sit for 10 minutes and then walk 100 meters and then stop. And then I start lying down. I lie down for 15 minutes and then walk 100 meters. Eventually, it got to the point where I was lying down for 20, 30 minutes and then just walk because it was so steep. You saw as we were going down how steep it was. Well, we had to go back up all that. And I was just so dead. And he wasn't in good shape either. He's like, yeah, my stomach is so bad right now. And yeah, and so I think he kind of welcomed that as well, that we were just taking a ton of breaks. But it was really taking a long time. Eventually, we got to the ladder again, and we had to climb the ladder in the dark. And it was already sketchy enough going down in daylight. It was going up. At least we knew it wasn't gonna fail. Although I took one step and then definitely one of these rungs moved a bunch, and I was and it's just not a good situation. But we got to the top of the ladder, and the terrain from there was somewhat flatter, but although very bushwhacky. And I was feeling a little bit more motivated at that point. And eventually we came across a creek. And so well, I had my bladder with me, like my backpack. He didn't have any containers with him at all. Yeah, but we filled up my bladder with this creek water, this African creek water. Who knows what's in it? And like we filled in 3 liters, and we started sharing the water, and we went through it so fast. And actually, we got to another creek, maybe 1.5 kilometers away from the first one, and we filled up again there. And then immediately after we filled it up, we saw like 3 cows just standing there. So yeah, there's cow poop and creeks is not a good thing to be drinking. And of course there's baboons in the area too. Of course they're drinking from that water as well, so all a bit sketchy. Anyways, yeah, we're still slowly making our way back up the hill to the bike. We eventually get back to the bike, and we get back to the bike at like 1:30 a.m. and we get back to the accommodation at like 2 a.m. So I think we actually spent, well, I think we left at 3 or 4. So we spent about 10 hours away. So just crazy. And then to kind of, I was quite worried about the water. Back home, I would just drink water out of creeks without thinking too much, because in Canada, it's all snow melts generally. And but in Africa, well, there's lots of livestock around and things like this. But I should have brought them with me on the hike, but I didn't. I had these little chlorine tablets. I even have a water filter with me. I didn't bring them on the hike. These tablets, you put them in kind of sketchy water, and I think they're chlorine, and they'll purify the water. They'll kill anything that's in there. So basically, I took a bunch of clean water and put a bunch of those tablets in, and then gave some to Uri, and told him, here, drink this. Is going to kill anything that might be in your stomach. And that was the idea. I drank some too, is that hopefully some of this chlorinated water would mix with whatever's in your stomach and hopefully kill what's in there. And actually, yeah, I'm still fine after that, and he's still fine, so that's great. So yeah, definitely some mistakes were made. I think part of it was we were out there and we were getting closer and closer and closer to the drone, but we had all these problems to solve to get there, to get around these cliffs and things. And I think both of us were in, like, we were too invested that we didn't want to turn back. We're like, we're getting closer, we're making progress. We didn't want to turn back when we maybe should have. Although I'm pretty sure he was thinking, I don't think there's any drone out here. I was quite certain it was there, but yeah, I think he was definitely doubting it. And even as we got to the drone, he's like, and I'm looking for it, and he's like, okay, let's go, he says. I'm like, no, it's pretty, I'm like, I had the air tag. I'm like, it's going to be easy to find with the air tag. So anyways, yeah, we found it, and yeah, so this is what it looks like. It's completely smashed. But it wasn't total loss. Like I could get the battery. The battery's still good, but I think this drone is not repairable. Well, it might be, but yeah, I'm just looking at it. It looks pretty bad. So yeah, some mistakes were made. But I thought I'd just share the story because it was, well, honestly, one of the most difficult things I've done ever. That was the most amount of suffering I've ever done. And it's so funny because you're just lying there while we're taking these breaks, and you're looking at the sky, and you're like, this is so beautiful here. This is what a wonderful part of the world. And then it also feels so good because your heart rate is coming down, your breathing slowing down, and you're just like, okay, this is like, you just can relax a little bit. It's just a really surreal feeling. And then you're like, okay, well, we got to go again. And then you're back to suffering and all this. But yeah, don't mess around with water in the desert, especially during Ramadan, apparently. So anyways, yeah, I thought I'd tell the story about that, because it was almost the more intense thing than finding the drone was getting out, but it was something I couldn't really film because it was completely pitch black. So yeah. Anyhow, let's update the map.
So, yeah, today we started somewhere around here, and then I basically took on a road something like this into Conakry. So this is the big city of Guinea. Thanks so much for watching the video. I'll put a link on the screen to the next video, and if you go in the description, there'll be links to playlists so you can see how I got here all the way from Canada on my motorcycle. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I just saw Indiana Jones World. It was
Yes,
very
so
beautiful.
You've been traveling for how long?
A year and a half.
How many kilometers?
45,000.
45,000.
Yeah.
So you are Canadian national.
Yes.
So you also have a YouTube, what?
YouTube channel. Yeah, it's called Moto.
Okay, Moto. So how do you see Guinea?
How do I think of Guinea?
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah,
These canyons are unbelievable.
Guinea,
Yeah.
paradise of West Africa.
It is.
I wish you good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.